This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by Laura Woods here at the Sports Industry 2021 Awards in London. Laura, how are you?
I'm fine, Andrew. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I have to say you look very nice tonight.
Thanks.
Obviously down
What
here.
are you trying at?
Nothing. I'm just saying you look nice. That's it. I'm a polite man. Obviously down here today. Obviously Eddie and Barry both up for awards. You know, in your short time working with them on the boxing front, what's it been like?
It has been. The boxing's been brilliant. I mean, it's been better than I ever expected it, because I was quite nervous to be inducted into the family, because I just wanted to do a good job, and I know how special the audience is, and it's a different audience as well with boxing. Like, it's a different kind of audience, and I've always known that. So I think when you throw yourself in front of it, you want to do it justice, and you want to put in as much hard work as possible, and that's something I do, and I like doing my research, and I get quite obsessed with things. So I found it quite easy to become obsessed with boxing. And the great thing is as well is, like, a lot of it isn't new to me, because I work at TalkSport, and boxing is our second biggest sport as well. So a lot of these fighters come through our doors, and we get to interview them before the big fight. So for some of it, even though it's a bit of an alien environment in some sense, you're seeing people that you've known for a few years, and you're like, oh, and it felt quite nice, if that makes sense. Like, it felt natural. So I've loved it. It's been better than anything I could have expected.
Talk to me about Barry Hearn, obviously up for a Lifetime Achievement Award tonight. What's Barry like?
What a life as well. What a life that man's had. I've known Barry since I was about 21, I think. I won't tell you how old I am now, but I've known him for a long time. And he has never failed to amaze me, in the sense of the energy that man has is unparalleled. I've never met anyone like it, with such a thirst for life. I always remember once, I think it would have been the 2011 Darts World Championships, which is what we've worked on together every year since 2010 was my first one. And we were at the launch party, and he came up and he was like, what do you think of this? And he pulled his sleeve up, and he had a tattoo, and it just said family, and it was a heart. And I was like, wow, like, what? Wow, when did you get that? He's like, I've got a bucket list. And on this bucket list was all these amazing things, like play at Augusta, get a tattoo. I think one of them was marathon running, and he ran the marathon. And like, he just is a force of nature. And I think, he makes these things happen. And if you really delve into his history and into his career, what he did in the boxing world, for someone that had limited knowledge really of boxing, forged a path into it and has become this absolute icon like he has. He's amazing, but at the same time as he does all these things, above all else, he is a gentleman, and I've always appreciated that about Barry, and that kind of feeling is the same in his family. It's the same with Katie, it's the same with Eddie and everybody that works at Matchroom. It is a nice big family.
I was going to say, can you see the similarities between Eddie and Barry in particular?
In a way, but also big differences. Like, one thing I think that Eddie has managed to do, it can't be easy to follow in Barry Hearn's footsteps. It can't be easy to be his son and almost forge a new path. And when you meet Barry, he's so charming, he's got so much personality. You're kind of sort of thinking like, well, how do you step out of that shadow? But Eddie has managed to create this industry in his own right. He's a brand now, and he's gone down a separate path, and what he's done for the world of boxing, and what he's managed to do in terms of social media, and even taking on the whole like Eddie Hearn out of context, it's such good value. I just think he's brilliant. I listen to his podcast all the time. I think he's an exceptionally organised and thoughtful man. I think he thinks a lot about what he's doing, and it shows.
I've got one more question, because you're being ushered away, Laura. Just one final one. Is that it? Okay, no problem. All right. Sorry, Laura. Right, have a good night then, that's it. Thank you.
Oh, you did actually have...
I did have one more, but I think you've got to be ushered away.